This video will show how to use business architecture to tie your business strategy through your business processes to your business data. And we will do it through an example for returns management. Hello, I am the Wizard of Pause. In this walkthrough, we will start with a retailer having identified returns cost as the key drag on their profits. So it develops a strategy for mitigating these costs. Specifically, it asks the questions: are there economically and technologically feasible ways of automating returns to reduce cost? We're going to use the IVRA model, the Interactive Virtual Unified Retail model, to help drive this effort. But more specifically, we're going to concentrate on the business lifecycle component of it that's tied to the business architecture. We begin this journey by starting at the top with a strategy map. For this example, the company's high-level objective is to reduce what returns are costing the company. The company identifies two ways in which this can be done. One, by reducing the number of returns the company receives by improving the purchaser satisfaction. Or by two, being more efficient at returns handling. These strategies themselves may devolve into a variety of relatively lower-level strategy objectives, such as quick replace, return, or abandon. Or number two, automate return inspections. Or number three, automate return disposition. When fully described, these objectives may be an adequate foundation on which to mount an initiative, or they may need further deep composition. So once the business strategy is identified, you need to develop a value stream for that business strategy, in this case, the automate returns disposition. Our retailer, perhaps in the persona of the Chief Operations Officer, is seeking a satisfied customer, a settled inventory, and a financial accounting with the vendor of the returned item. Importantly, the retailer must agree to accept and actually receive the returned item, the first stages of the value stream, and those in which the retailer actually interacts with the customer. Upon receipt of the item to be returned, or upon a receipt of a request to return the item, the retailer agrees to take possession of the item, and the retailer solicits and receives a reason for the return. The retailer then inspects the return. The retailer processes the return item, and the return item may be returned to the warehouse, may be processed as a form of inventory, may be returned to the vendor, and the item is then disposed of. It's either put away, returned to vendor, repaired, reconditioned, destroyed, shipped, or otherwise disposed of in accordance with the results of the process returned stage. Finally, the item is inspected, addressed, and decided upon the concerning final disposition. So here's a value stream that consolidates the customer and the retailer's view of the returns value stream. The dark blue is the retailer, the light blue is the customer component. Note that the return value stream extends beyond the exchange or refund provided to the customer and involves stakeholders that may have nothing to do with the customer. For example, the vendor, the warehouse manager, or the shipper. So now that we have a comprehensive view of the return value stream, it is possible to understand where strategy will have an impact with the value stream. Intuitively enough, the objectives having to do with improving first purchase satisfaction are likely to be found in the value stages directly involved with the customer, while those having to do with improving return handling are oriented towards the vendor. So now that we have the value stream identified, the next step down is to attach capabilities to each stage in the value stream. Capabilities are what the company must do or be capable of doing in order to fulfill the value stream. Each stage in the stream is enabled by capabilities, which can be analyzed to nearly any depth. Each capability is a building block describing the unique combination of people, processes, and physical things that must enable the organization to do what it does. In our case, we're going to further take down the returns process area with the return item inspection, return item condition, and return item disposition determination capabilities. So now that we have the capabilities identified for a particular value stream stage, we can identify a business process to help support them. In this case, we're looking at a warehouse business process model, and we've identified where the three capabilities we're looking at, the return item inspection, return item condition reporting, and return item disposition determination, fit in the business processes for the company. So when you figure out where the capabilities fit within the business processes, you can now delve down into the actual information at the enterprise architecture level. In this case, we're looking at retail connectivity and data standards. So we want to start looking at the information that contains data in motion, messages, and data at rest, the data model. Today, in today's world, in the whole microservices environment, these must be standardized. So in summary, we started with the business strategy area. We moved into the business architecture by identifying value streams tied to the strategy we're interested in. From there, we identified capabilities for each stage of that value stream. From those capabilities, we figured out where they fit in the business processes for that value, for that strategy. And then from there, we went down into the actual information necessary to make that happen. I want to give a special thanks to Andy Matisse for the incredible pictures that were used in the backgrounds of this. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you. I am the Wizard of Pod. My name is Richard Halter. Please check out my book, Art for Retail, Using Technology to Turn Your Consumers into Customers and Make a Profit. It's available on Kindle. Thank you.